And thank you for coming in to address us today, Minister. I don't think it's an overstatement to say that the growth of the airline industry and aviation industry in Ireland transformed our fortunes in the 1990s, particularly within regional settings. We are a small island who are reliant on access to the outside world for our economic well-being and global connections and social connections. COVID has put the aviation industry under huge pressure, more than 9/11, when we thought that passenger numbers would collapse, and it's combined with a perfect storm of both the challenge of climate change and Brexit as well. The industry supports 4,000 jobs directly and 100,000 indirectly. So as a result of the collapse in passenger numbers, thousands of jobs are at risk. I want to speak a little bit to workers in the aviation industry, but particularly workers within the retail sector within airports that I haven't heard included in this debate. I know my colleague Duncan Smith TD has been out supporting Estée Lauder workers in Dublin Fingal, where cuts have been taken to the workforce, enforced pay cuts and redundancies as a result of what they say is the changing retail environment. These are good quality jobs that have existed in North Dublin that are now under threat. And I think that if the state is looking to go to subsidise airports, the aviation industry, they have to make it somewhat conditional, the support that they give, that workers' rights will be protected, that workers will be able to negotiate collectively, but also that assets are protected if workers are being forced to take redundancy and assets are included in it. And we don't see a situation that we have in Debenhams where workers are passed off with statutory redundancy. Yeah. We need both the state and stakeholders to work together to ensure that our airlines are supporting the industries into the future. I'm surprised, just in the comprehensive address that the Minister made, that she didn't address the potential kite flying of Aer Lingus, of building some of their operations in the UK and bypassing Shannon in this. It looks like under the auspice of COVID, they're moving to cost-cutting and cost-saving measures and moving to the UK. I thought that the Minister would have addressed this, and I just want to echo the points that my colleague, Senator Paul Galvin, made in relation to selling our stake in Aer Lingus and privatising our national airline. I think it has left us, when we see kite flying such as this, in a position that we don't really have leverage. That a key issue such as transatlantic flights within Shannon are potentially moving to the north of England, and there is very little leverage that we can have over that in relation to Aer Lingus. It was a mistake that we made. I think people pointed it out at the time. As a country that is a small open economy that is very reliant on the aviation industry to connect us up and transform us, that we have lost the key leverage with this. I'm not going to take the full. I'm not going to take the full 8 minutes, but I will leave it just with this point. I think it is key to support the aviation and regional airports. It's key for regional development, but anything that we should do should be conditional on supporting workers. I think there is inevitable, as a result of this, that there will be some losses of job due to the shock to the industry. But we have to make sure that any state support that we're giving, that is conditional, and we're conditional that workers who have been involved in the aviation industry or the retail sector within airports are protected, and that they're not left and thrown out onto the streets with just simply statutory redundancy.